Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to the Smackdown review. And this is going to be a review of this past Tuesday's edition of Smackdown, which was the August 27th edition. And before I start the review, if you guys haven't checked out my previous videos, my Monday Night Raw review is up, uploaded Monday night, early Tuesday morning. So if you haven't seen my Monday Night Raw review, go check it out. Also, I reviewed yesterday the Hostess birthday cupcakes, which I liked. And I got a comment in the video saying that they are limited edition, those cupcakes. But they were really good. So my review of the Hostess birthday cupcakes is the previous video, so if you haven't checked it out, give it a watch. So this SmackDown was from the Raising Cane's River Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And my God, this show fucking sucked. This SmackDown this week was absolute shit, absolute fucking garbage, awful. And basically, from what I read, typical Vince McMahon. 2 hours before the show went on the air on USA, he rips up the original script and rewrites the whole show. Typical Vince McMahon. And what I read, Vince did that over, the phone. That's what I read, though. But typical Vince, rewriting the script, ripping up the original script. There you go. Typical Vince McMahon. Absolute awful. Fucking awful. And let's get on with the SmackDown review. Talk about this piece of shit show this week. So, the show opened with Caleb Braxton interviewing Roman Reigns backstage. Roman says he has something to say to Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, but he wants to say it to them in the ring. So, little interview with Roman. Then we went to the ring. Kofi Kingston ended up coming out. Kofi says Randy Orton calls him stupid. And he ends up saying, who got their ass kicked, who got their ass knocked out last week out of nowhere? He says, he talks about how he always just wanted to prove that he belongs in the top spot. And Orton didn't want that. And that made it personal. Kofi goes on to say Orton ran away scared last week because he saw the look in his eyes that says he doesn't play around when he messes with his family. He says he's going to show Randy Orton that he was ready all those years ago, and he's ready now. And so Randy Orton is on the Titantron. He ends up saying stupid, 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 stupid. It was like a broken record. So Randy Orton was calling Kofi stupid, again and again. And he says he's going to wait until the title match to show Kofi just how stupid he is. And Orton says he wants to talk about something else. A letter that he received in his hotel room that was written with heart, and that the letter touched him. He ends up saying that the letter was from Kofi's son. And he says that Randy makes Kofi cry at night. Randy Orton says he didn't realize until just now, but he says he's staying in the same hotel with Kofi's family, and he's not going to write back. He's going to go pay his son a visit. So Kofi ends up leaving the ring, and he goes to the back. We had a brawl that was, in the back, I guess by like where the gorilla position is. So we got a brawl between Kofi and Orton. We had the referees come, road agents come. They tried to pull the both of them apart. And Kofi just, kept on going at Orton. So we then saw Orton got the better of Kofi. He had to pin a hanging DDT off of a desk that was there. So he ended up pinning that to Kofi. So that was basically that. So it was decent opening to SmackDown with Kofi and Orton. Then we had, when SmackDown came back from the commercial, we saw Kayla Braxton. She was interviewing Big E about his match that he's going to have later on with Randy Orton. So Big E ends up telling Kayla Braxton that Kofi will be ready to compete at Clash of Champions against Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. But Big E says after his match, he can't say the same about Randy Orton. That was basically a little interview with Big E. So then we had the first match, which was the King of the Ring first round match. It was Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy. And this was a good match. This was a very enjoyable match between the both of them. These guys, both Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy, should be, faces of WWE in the future. But WWE is not seeing that, in my opinion. But when you look at these two guys, they should be, faces of the company for its future. But both of them in this match, it was decent wrestling from both Mustafa and Buddy Murphy. And Mustafa Ali got the win. He ended up pinning the 450 on Buddy Murphy. So Mustafa Ali is moving on in this King of the Ring tournament. All in all, it was a very good match, and both of these guys were entertaining, and the wrestling here was really enjoyable. Good match from both Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy. And then after this is where the show went to shit. So The Miz was in the ring. He ended up cutting a promo. And he talks about how Sami Zayn is Shinsuke Nakamura's spokesperson now. He ends up running down Sami Zayn as a hanger-on. He talks about how he won't be Nakamura's ticket to success. And that's why The Miz says he's challenging Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental Championship at Clash of Champions. So Sami Zayn ended up coming out. Sami Zayn talks about how he's liberated Nakamura and how funny it is to him that The Miz continues to talk about the Intercontinental title as if it was his. He says he keeps associating himself with that title. And he says to The Miz, here's some news. Nakamura is a champion. And he ends up talking about how Miz needs some respect beaten into him. And so we had The Miz suggest that Sami Zayn comes into the ring and do that. So Sami Zayn says that's not how it works. And The Miz says he'll come out there and beat some respect into Sami Zayn. So Sami Zayn ends up warning him. And we had Shinsuke Nakamura, then attacks The Miz. And Nakamura ends up putting The Miz into the barricade over and over. Sami Zayn is just cheering on. And Sami Zayn is just acting like an idiot here, with him laughing on his back, going ha 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 ha. Yeah, that's really what Sami Zayn did, while Nakamura was beating the hell out of The Miz. Wow. So we had Nakamura end up hitting the Kinshasa to The Miz against the apron. The Miz went, face back into the apron. It was on the LED part of the apron, of the ring apron. So Sami Zayn ended up telling Nakamura to put Miz in the ring. And Sami Zayn ends up, running down Miz's lack of respect for art. So Sami Zayn holds the Miz in place, and Nakamura right there ended up hitting another Kinshasa to the Miz. And that was basically that. Didn't we just see this last week? Where Nakamura beat the holy hell out of the Miz? This is like copy and paste. Let's copy what we saw last week, paste it on to this week. We just saw this. Wow. So that was that. Moving on. Elias, aka Elias, he was playing guitar backstage. Kevin Owens ends up coming up to him, and Elias says, "This is Shane McMahon's office." And for this week, Shane wasn't on SmackDown. He wasn't at SmackDown. And he ends up telling Kevin Owens that he should have knocked. Kevin Owens asks, what he's doing here, what Elias is doing here. Elias says he's winning King of the Ring, so he does what he likes. And right when he said that, I just wanted to vomit. Yeah, no chance in hell Elias is winning the King of the Ring. So Kevin Owens asks where Shane is, and Elias ended up saying he's not here at all. So Kevin Owens ends up thanking Elias, and he walked away. Okay, moving on. Did not give a shit. Then we went to Bayley versus Lacey Evans, which this match was boring, in my opinion. I feel so sorry for Bayley here. And, Lacey Evans, she hasn't been shown on TV since when she had the main event match at Extreme Rules, where she was teaming with Baron Corbin. But yeah, we had Charlotte end up coming out, just watching, the match, standing outside of the ring. Bayley ended up winning the match. She ended up hitting Bayley to bellies on Lacey Evans, which Lacey ended up botching Bayley to belly. Bayley went to the top, ended up hitting a Macho Man flying elbow to Lacey Evans, and Bayley won the match. That was basically that. What more can I say? Then we had Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. They were being interviewed. Daniel Bryan says last week they showed Roman the man who almost ended his career, and that they still haven't gotten an apology from him. So they end up saying they're not leaving the arena until Roman gives them a proper apology. That was that. Then we have Randy Orton versus Big E. Match itself was meh, in my opinion. Very meh. I mean, you had Big E slapping Randy Orton's ass, and then the whole crowd chanting, the New Day, the New Day rocks. And this crowd for this for this whole show was dead, was complete fucking dead during this whole show. But the ending of this match, I'm like, the Revival ends up coming out. The Revival ends up helping Randy Orton win the match. And I'm like, okay. Does Randy Orton really need the Revival to help him win matches? But Randy Orton, like I said, it would be good if WWE gives them, gives the Revival and Randy Orton, make them like a new faction. But with them coming out and helping all the time, Randy Orton could get the job done, himself. But Randy Orton wins RKO on Big E, thanks to help from the Revival. Yet post-match, the Revival picks up Big E, holds him up, and we see Randy Orton and the Revival, they hit like a super RKO is what Tom Phillips stated on commentary. But it looked like, the 3D, the Dudley Boys 3D. So that's what, I guess that's what Tom Phillips is calling it, the super RKO. There you go. Randy Orton wins the match. Then we had Chad Gable. He was being interviewed about heading into his match against Shelton Benjamin in the King of the Ring first round. Chad Gable says Shelton Benjamin should know better than to underestimate him tonight. And then we see Shelton Benjamin came up to Chad Gable, and Shelton Benjamin acts like he can't see Chad Gable because he's so short. So that was basically that. And then we get to more boring shit. Poor Elias cuts a promo. He's sitting, in the King of the Ring throne, and he talks about how he's going to be King of the Ring, which also made me throw up just thinking of it. I pray to God it doesn't happen, but we all know Elias isn't going to be King of the Ring. The fuck out of here. And, he's talking about that. Kevin Owens is behind. He ends up attacking Elias. Ends up going into the ring. Kevin Owens delivered a stunner to Elias, which Elias ended up botching. Was awful. So, Kevin Owens ends up leaving the ring. R-Truth comes in, tries to cover Elias because, the 24/7, rules are in place. So R-Truth goes to cover Elias. Drake Maverick pulls R-Truth out of the ring. Drake Maverick comes in, pins Elias. There you go. Drake Maverick is now once again the Jobber Ninja Turtle 24/7 champion. We see him take, a lap around the ring. Celebrates on stage. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fucking shit? There you go. That was it. Don't care about this fucking 24/7 bullshit. Like I always say, stick this title on social media. It does not need to be on TV every single fucking week. But for some reason, WWE likes it. They want to showcase that title on TV when it's a circus. It's like a circus when these superstars come out, they're running around trying to get the title or pin R-Truth or pin whatever, Drake Maverick. It's a circus. Keep it on social media with the title. Does not need to be on TV every single week. Then we went to Chad Gable versus Shelton Benjamin. You know, this could have been a good match. It could have been a decent match. But it turned out to be very meh, in my opinion. It just proves that WWE does not give a shit about Chad Gable or Shelton Benjamin. When was the last time we saw Shelton Benjamin on TV? In a ring? In a match? I can't even remember. Chad Gable ended up winning the match. Roll up on Shelton Benjamin. So there you go. Chad Gable advances in the King of the Ring tournament. So, but very meh match. It could have been decent. Could have been good, but it just came out as meh. Then we have Roman Reigns. He ended up making his way to the ring. Then we saw Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan on the Titantron. Daniel Bryan says he just wants 2 words for Roman to say. And that is, I'm sorry. And Roman then asks the crowd if he should apologize. And of course the crowd says no. And Roman says he wants to show a video. And then he said, you know, if he still needs to apologize, he will. So he rolls the video. It shows, you know, it's them, you know, with the scaffolding falling on Roman. Like we haven't seen that 1,000 times in the video packages. But it shows a man in the background with a red beard, which knocked some cases over, some road cases over. And it was revealed to be Eric Rowan, because it was in a hood. Saw, you know, the red beard, tall man, just as tall as Eric Rowan. And so Daniel Bryan gets pissed. He starts slapping around Rowan in the face. Ends up telling Rowan to get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of here. So Daniel Bryan was still pissed. He demanded a microphone. And he tells Roman, because Daniel Bryan was walking to the ring, he was telling Roman that he has to know that he hates liars. And that he's trusted Eric Rowan for the last year. And that he betrayed him. That Roman betrayed Daniel Bryan. He said he didn't know anything. And that Eric Rowan has lied to him. And he was suggesting someone that isn't him told Eric Rowan to lie to. And so then Roman ends up hitting a spear to Daniel Bryan. And that's how SmackDown went off the air. That's how SmackDown ended. But this whole show was absolute fucking shit. It was a one-match show. Everything outside of Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy, all garbage. What more can I say? This show was fucking awful. If I was WWE, I would feel very embarrassed after the show ended. And this is what Fox paid $1 billion for. Wow. can't. What more can I say about this show? I know it's a 25-minute review. I will go longer, but what more can I say about the show? This show fucking sucked. It was awful. Both Raw and SmackDown this week were awful. There you go. So anyways, that's it for my review of SmackDown. Thank you all for watching. Oh, and by the way, the matches here, you could tell that some of them was rushed because of the whole rewrite by Vince McMahon. Vince needs to stop rewriting the shows. Because, look at it. This show suffered from the rewrites. Vince needs to stop. So, that's basically the review. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this review. And give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. And until next video, I'll see you all later. Bye.